get to Dak versus Brady in just a second, but first, Mavs and Warriors and Luka Doncic with the nice no-look to Dorian Finney-Smith for the slam.
Luka, no Luka.
How about this? The year he was drafted, the Phoenix Suns had the #1 pick of that draft. They hired his coach from Slovenia to be on their coaching staff, and then they drafted DeAndre Ayton. Like, what are you doing, Phoenix?
They thought the league was going big. Now you get yourself a shooter.
Oh, my.
Jazz T-Wolves Donovan Mitchell drops Robert Covington and says, watch me.
Cove is a defensive player, too. That's what he does. And oops.
But I'll just take that.
Watch
You remember Rocco from his Philly days?
Yeah, that's what he does. 3 and D. Not
We're
right
in the
here.
process. One of the nice little projects they worked out. Donovan Mitchell.
Moving on, Clippers,
Moving on.
Celtics,
Enough of
Kawhi
that,
says, take that, Daniel Tice. When I'm tired of it, I like to move on.
No problem. Everyone's excited except for players on the Boston Celtics and Kawhi Leonard.
Did you see Bummer?
Ballmer was a little...
What he does.
Bummer is, look, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's the little Cash Money
Ready?
Millionaires. Get your roll on.
Hey,
Everybody get
what's
your
up?
roll on. That's what he was doing.
You guys want to play a little drawing a blank?
Sure, Jenna.
Okay. Starting with the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots, the NFL's highest-powered offense led by Dak and Zeke versus Bill Belichick's top-ranked defense. So, Greg, the X factor in America's Game of the Week is blank.
Randall Cobb.
Oh.
Randall Cobb, he's had 2 really good back-to-back weeks. We've seen him emerging as one of their go-to guys. Obviously, you're not throwing the ball to Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield, so Randall Cobb gets more opportunities. He has to step up and make plays. He's been doing it.
I'm going the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. I just talked about it. If they can dominate in the trenches, then they can win this football game. You talked about the Cowboys getting off to an early deficit. If they can start fast with the running game, I think they can win this football game and control it at the line of scrimmage. If you win football games in Foxborough, you got to win at the line of scrimmage. Dallas Cowboys, most important part.
Typically, a quarterback is not an X factor, it's the factor. But given the way Tom Brady's played, I'm going to say Tom Brady. Because if Tom Brady can orchestrate 2 sustained touchdown drives, I don't see how the Patriots can lose this game. So a couple of Tom Brady touchdowns, a few field goals from whoever their field goal kicker is these days. That should be enough given how dominant the Patriots defense has been all year, particularly as you pointed out in that building. I think the Cowboys' only realistic path to victory is pressuring Brady and turning Brady over. So to me, Brady's stat line could be the most indicative of which team won this game.
I don't ever do this, but I'm going to throw a name out there. Isaiah Wynn. I say Isaiah Wynn might be the X factor here. We haven't really seen him, but if he could protect Tom Brady, who knows what Brady might be able to do. All right, to the AFC North now. Nick Chubb has been the bell cow for the Browns. He and Christian McCaffrey are the only players rushing for over 100 yards per game this season. Greg, the most important running back down the stretch, though, is blank.
Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook for the Minnesota Vikings. I would have said Aaron Jones, but Aaron Rodgers can overcome.
It's because you don't believe
not
in
having
Cousins. That's fine.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And he's been so good running the ball, but as well as catching the ball out of the backfield. And that's a huge part of what they do to sustain drives and continue to move the ball methodically down the field.
Since you went Dalvin Cook, I'm going to have to go Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. I think that offense is great, obviously, with Aaron Rodgers, and he can do a lot of different things. They've needed that run game and the passing, the ability to the running backs out of the backfield to be successful this season. They definitely need Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams to continue to play well in the playoffs.
Similar to your answer, because despite the numbers, I'm still not fully sold on the quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott. If the Cowboys are going to go from 6-4 to win the division with their very tough final 6 games, Zeke's going to have to get back to being Zeke. Now, he was fine up until the last 2 weeks, but the last 2 weeks were big struggles for him as the weather gets bad, as teams start saying, all right, Dak, you've proven it to us. We're going to take one of those guys out of the box. We're not going to leave your receivers in single coverage. Zeke's got to take advantage of it, so I'm going to say Zeke.
What else does Dak have to do to prove it?
I don't know, man.
Every single
more.
week he's doing it.
What he's got to do, more. A little more.
Just keep winning.
All right, moving on to the quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy G face off Sunday night. Garoppolo has thrown 1 more touchdown than Rodgers, 18-17. He's also thrown 10 picks as opposed to Rodgers' 2. Greg, the most important quarterback down the stretch is blank.
It's Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson. He means everything, and I get it. Every quarterback means so much to their team and organization, but Lamar Jackson literally is why we even talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Him in the passing game, in the running game, his ability to stay healthy down the stretch is huge moving forward if they're going to be successful.
I love Lamar Jackson. I just kind of feel like their defense can find a way to win without him just because they have the ability to take the ball away. I got to go Russell Wilson. I mean, his ability at the end of games to end them well, to find a way to get their playmakers of football. I'm not sure who the receivers are going to be. Obviously, Metcalf is going to be a big part of that. But Russell Wilson is the reason why that team continues to win. Russell Wilson, most important quarterback.
Those are great answers, and those are your two leading MVP candidates. But there's one team that is still a Super Bowl contender that is solely reliant on their quarterback. And that's Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. If Mahomes does not look like a league MVP...
Surprise, surprise.
Greg,
I'm just going to look away.
Hold on. Greg, let me ask you a question. Do the Chiefs have any path to victory against good teams that doesn't involve Mahomes playing great?
No, they do not.
There's a chance that if he doesn't play great, just good, that they still can't win.
Oh, absolutely right. No, he's got to play 8+ games for them to... That's their barrier for entry right now. They're still, though, right now, a top 3 team in the AFC. They're still, even if it's on the fringes, one of those teams that can win the Super Bowl. But it's all about the best player in football, Patrick Mahomes. That's the answer. It's the answer. It's the right answer.
Moving on to Thursday Night Football, a monster AFC South matchup on Fox between the 6-4 Colts and the 6-4 Texans. Winner takes first place in the division. Loser will have to claw their way into the playoffs. Greg, the winner of Thursday Night Football on Fox will be blank.
The Houston Texans. I like them having a bounce-back performance after getting mollywopped by the Baltimore Ravens, and specifically Deshaun Watson, because you have a great player who did not play great for a lot of reasons. That just is not his deal. He's going to bounce back and have a superb game.
I go with the Texans as well. When you get beat up like that, that next week of practice is a dog. I mean, you're there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the coaches are getting after you. I don't believe in Bill O'Brien as a coach, but I think he's willing to get after his players after getting beat up last week. I'm going Houston Texans.
Well, one thing the Texans do have in their favor is because it's a short week, there's less time for Bill O'Brien's fingerprints to be on this game. It's more about the players, but I'm still going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. I think Frank Reich is an extraordinary head coach. To me, he is on the very short list for Coach of the Year, along with Sean Payton. You could argue John Harbaugh as well. But I just love so much what the Colts were able to do last week. They might be getting T.Y. Hilton and Eric Ebron back this week. And the Texans, who pushed all their chips in the middle of the table for this season, trading away 2 1s, a 2 and 2 3s for players for this year, they lose tonight. They're 6-5, are on the outside looking in of the playoff picture. Forget the AFC South. I like the Colts tonight in a slight upset on Thursday Night Football. Great game.
All right, Brian, we got to take a break. We'll see you in a little bit. Coming up, is LeBron already running away with the MVP? That's next on First Things First.
He might be, but Ben Simmons could catch him if he hits some more